I enjoy looking at your finely crafted ass when you're not looking.
Hello, I have returned to make a really lazy video on iMovie because I'm too lazy to get good editing software. Yay. So I've been on YouTube for more than a year now, and so I decided like, hey, I'm gonna remake my first video just to see how much I've changed, so this'll be interesting. And I decided to do this video on iMovie for a reason, because that was my old editing software, so I'm trying to use it again and figure it out, and that's absolute hell, so here we go. So originally, I didn't really care much for Mahiru. I didn't like nor dislike her, I was just completely neutral on her for the longest time. But one day on a long road trip, basically I decided to play Danganronpa 2 again, but this time do all the free time events, which, you know, was going well, and I already kind of knew the characters well enough, and I was just kind of like, okay. And then I started Mahiru's, and I started getting really attached to her by the end of it, and then she just kind of really grew on me all of a sudden. Like, yes, my reasoning for liking her is pretty weak, just kind of because I grew attached to her because she's cute and I like her personality. That's pretty much it. No other reason, but I am really attached to her, honestly. Like, she'd probably be one of my favorite Danganronpa 2 characters, so yeah. Oh, you just like him because he's a Togami clone, because you're obsessed with Togami, haha. I have more reasons to like him than that, though that kind of might be one of them, but like, shh. Well, in the first chapter of the game, I kind of fell in love with his leader personality. He was impersonating Togami pretty much to a T. But the only difference was he was a lot kinder and more real, I guess. Slightly more down-to-earth and a hell of a lot more caring than the students than the real Twogami ever would be. In his last free time event, he told Hajime he had something to tell him after the class trip. He was hinting towards him telling Hajime, or maybe even the class, that he is not who he actually seems to be, that he is someone else entirely. And just the strength that he has to do that is just incredible, and I just love him so much. The only one downside really about him is what the fandom's kind of done to him. He's not exactly the most memorable character, and when he is, it's just kind of, oh yeah, he's the fat character who likes food. That's pretty much all that really is to him. There's not really much more about him, at least what I've seen fandom-wise. Kokichi to me is just kind of like that I hate you, but I love you character. Before the game was released, I did like him playing the actual game itself. I really hated him, and I was just kind of like, oh, why'd I ever like you? You're so annoying. And then maybe about a month after playing the game, I was just kind of like, you know what, you ain't so bad. I don't really like him for the things that he did, but I do like him as his character, and I do respect him for it, you know? He's not exactly the best person by any standards, but it's kind of like how people are attracted to villains in some shows. Like, you're not a very good person, but you're compelling in a weird way, and I want to see more of you. And I was kind of weird with Kokichi. I definitely denied that I even liked him remotely, and then I just kind of drew a bunch of fan art of him and stuff like that, and I was just kind of like, no, I hate you, but you have a good character design. That's all I'm doing this for, because I like your character design. So I was just kind of in Kokichi denial for a while, but yeah, I'd say I like him now. Before the game, I really didn't think much of Kaito. I just kind of brushed him aside as like another Hagakure character. I'm kind of like, yeah, he'll probably be liked, but you know, not exactly my type of character. From his little character designy thing, you can see him smoking something, and I just kind of thought his character would be like, whoa man, look at the stars. They're pretty dank, my dude. And I was completely wrong about him. For a little while, he took on kind of a bit of a leader role in the group, and he was just so kind. He trusted everyone, which I know it's an argument that he's dumb for doing so, but you know, it's just one of the things that make him so kind. And I just absolutely love his relationship with Maki and Shuichi, because it's just so pure and it's so good, and they're so supportive, and he helped Maki trying to get out of her shell, and I love him so much, I can't. Oh, behold, the most popular warrior of hope. Woo, I'm so original. Anyways, in Altered Spare Girls, he was an absolutely adorable character, and I just wanted to protect him from the world. And I, as a person, am usually attracted to the smarter characters, as seen through more of my top 10 lists or whatever. Usually the number one would be like the intelligent or like sly, cunning one, so yeah. The thing that kind of truly made me like him even more than just aside from his character was his actual character arc inside the game. At the beginning of the game, it was shown that he was just kind of loyal to only Monica and nobody else. By chapter 4, he was just kind of questioning that loyalty and kind of becoming his own person. And just kind of the feels when he was kind of cracking under the despair of Monica not being who he thought that she was just heartbreaking, and I still kind of get feels about it today. And I'm just very attached to him. Honestly, Nagisa deserves the world. Thank you. This is probably the character I have the least reasoning for to why I like him. Well, the way I kind of got attached to him originally was actually before the game even got released. And how was that, I kind of hear you asking, even though you're probably not that interested. Fanfiction headcanons. I read a lot of Rantaro fanfiction, like a sad amount. He's the character I've read the most fanfiction for by far. And then in his free time events, I kind of got a little bit more attached to his actual character instead of just kind of the make-believe version of fanfictions. And his streams just kind of, you know, travel the world looking for all of his sisters, and I don't know. I really like that about him. Also spawned me calling him Oni-chan throughout the game, which made me grow a little bit closer to him, because characters I can kind of joke about or talk a lot about, I grow a lot closer to, which is, you know, normal. And I think one of the main weird reasons I just got attached to him was literally for an entire day, I thought about pretty much nothing but Rantaro. I don't know why, I was very tired, but he was the only thing going through my head that entire day. Guess who I also got attached to through fanfictions mostly? Yeah, you're right, Korekiyo Shinguji. In the actual game, you know, I did like his free time events obviously, and they were really interesting. But the thing that is kind of more personal for me is I really like storytellers, for instance. Like, I really envy people who can tell stories very well. And this next point's gonna sound a bit off topic, but trust me, it'll relate to him. Back in middle school, we went to like this kind of camp for a week, and one of the nights they told us like a horror story to, you know, scare the kids, I guess. And the camp leader who was telling the story was really good at it, you know? There was never exactly a dull moment, or it never got not interesting. It was always just really amazing. And I've always wanted that ability ever since then, just to tell stories and have it, you know, not be just boring or be really quick or really long or anything. And Korekiyo just kind of embodies that, I guess, and I'm just really attracted to that. And Korekiyo being the SHSL folklore or anthropologist kind of connects with that a little bit, and it's just kind of nice. And I kind of like occult stuff, so I was also kind of like, oh, that's pretty dank, my dude doing that cult ritual, okay, bye. I love her so much, excuse me, I couldn't just not add her. I kind of fell for her kind of shy personality and how she just kind of got obsessed with Master Byakuya, because honestly, same, me too. I think where my love for her kind of went from like, oh, this is a character I really admire, to like, oh my god, this is one of my favorite characters of all time, I love her so much, was Altered Spirit Girls. I love seeing her character development go from just a shy girl who has a crush on some kind of rich dude to actually, you know, standing up for herself a bit more and fighting for herself and learning to control her other side of herself, which is just, I love her so much. Also filthy Toko-kin, so I mean, that's another reason I like her. Okay, yeah, I absolutely love Keebo with all my heart, just, he's my precious baby boy, protect him from the world. He's another character that had an ongoing inside joke with me calling him, like, you know, like, oh yeah, protect Dick Boy. Because robots have dicks, that's why I call him Dick Boy, but we don't question that. His Love Hotel scene where he just wants to feel love because he's a robot and he doesn't really know how to do that, and it's just so pure and I love him so much. And the last chapter when he found out that he was the traitor because he was like a camera for the world to kind of do what they wanted through him, basically. Just kind of seeing his heart break, it was just so sad, and I just grew so attached to him. I'm just kind of close to him in some other ways, like some headcanons that kind of stuck out that I can see him honestly being, that are kind of close to me, so I'm very just, you know, I'm just attached. Basically every character in Danganronpa, but he's one of the ones I'm most attached to. Did you expect anyone else? I was planning to just close the video off after seeing Byakuya, but if someone's new to the channel, they might not get exactly that he's a bit of an inside joke, that he's always the number one on every single one of my lists, basically. I'll kind of go over why I like him again. reason I love him so much is, I have no idea. Honestly, I'm just incredibly attached to him and I have literally no idea why. Guess it could be argued that it was because of the intelligence thing like I mentioned for Nagisa, but some of his qualities are kind of, you know, Like, put his character traits on literally anyone else and I just wouldn't like that character, but he's special somehow. And he's kind of been with me through more than a year now. Like, he's been through a lot with me. Like, you know, when I had no one to turn to, I had Togami. As sad as that sounds, it's actually true. I think my love for Togami is just kind of a culmination of everything over this, like, year or so. All the energy, you know, the fan art, the fan fictions, the games, just everything. And this is basically the outcome. If you are new on the channel, though, I did make an entire video about him called Togami Byakuya. I made an entire video about him or something along those lines, so if you're more curious about, I guess, my past selves, reasons for liking him, you can go watch that, or my original top 10 Danganronpa list, which I highly implore you to do after seeing this, just to see how much I've changed as a person, and my voice has probably changed a lot, so that'll be fun. Congratulations, you're at the end of the video. You actually survived. Wow, only 1 out of 3 people do that. But no, really, yeah, I uploaded again. Woo, I haven't done that in a while, because once again, editing complications, and the old phone I used to edit with is just kind of dead at this point, and I've been too lazy to buy the one on this phone, so that explains the lack of videos, I suppose. I'm trying to use a new way of scripting videos. I have like a character name, then 3 bullet points, instead of a script that follows like word for word what I have to say, or just no script at all, both those I've done, both those turned out, well, they had pros and cons, you know, but I think this is the one I'm gonna stick to for now. But anyways, that's all I've got for today. Hopefully I'll upload something in the next 2 months. See you next time. Goodbye.